Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Brian's Two Cents, or welcome if you are new. In light of the news on the presidential level, I thought I'd jump on here and talk about the conviction of Donald Trump, the Republican nominee and former president, for the 2024 presidential election. For those of you that don't know, Donald Trump was found guilty on all 34 felony counts in the Stormy Daniels trial in Manhattan, New York City. Yesterday, I believe the verdict came down officially at was it like 5 or 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I believe. Um, and so I just kind of wanted to talk since I've been doing these presidential predictions, the 270 to win map, which I'll well be doing more in the future, of course. I just wanted to jump on here and give you my thoughts and how I think this is going to affect the election and things like that. So, those of you that have followed me know that I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. I won't be voting for him. I'm also not a fan of Joe Biden, and I certainly won't be voting for him. I'm supporting RFK Jr. in this election. And I think RFK Jr. has as good a chance as any third party independents had since Ross Perot and even George Wallace as far as winning electoral votes. Because if you look at the two candidates that we now have running 5 months before the election, in my opinion, you got one candidate that should be seeking hospice care and having his food mashed up in a blender. And Joe Biden, his cognitive decline has been legendary over the last 3 or 4 years. And now you have a convicted felon on the other side. Regardless of what you think of the case, he's still a convicted felon. And I tend to think that, yes, it was political because of the timing of it. But I also don't think Donald Trump is completely innocent. So that's kind of why I'm in the middle, and that's why I'm an independent voting for RFK Jr. So, with all that being said, how do I think this is going to affect the election? Well, it's funny because afterwards you had a lot of people on Trump's side come out and say, "Oh, he's got the election now. The Democrats just handed it to him." And on the other side, you got people saying that we finally got him. He's done. Joe Biden's going to win re-election. Yada yada yada. I would caution both sides, and I don't think either one of those is true. First, let's go to the Democratic side. Your turnout better be high this year, like it was in 2020, because I can guarantee you Donald Trump's turnout is going to be high. Now, I don't want that to be the case. I want to take those voters and get them to vote for RFK Jr., except the fact that we don't need to vote for the lesser of two evils. And a third party candidate is a better option at this point for America. But I just in general terms, the head to head matchup, Trump's base is going to turn out like it never has before. How big that base is, it's probably about 35-40% of the electorate, I would say. On the other side, to say that Donald Trump has it in the bag now with this, I don't necessarily think that's true at all, because you guys need independents for him to win, and independents aren't following the news. They weren't following this trial, so the idea that all the independents, or like more than half of them, are going to go to Donald Trump, when the Democrats and Joe Biden will be reminding every time he speaks, he'll be reminding the American people that Donald Trump's a convicted felon. I just don't think that's true. I'm an independent. I know lots of other independents, some that support RFK Jr. like I do, others that lean towards Biden, some that lean towards Trump, and others that don't really like any of the options, at least of the two major candidates. And I've talked to them in the last 24 hours, and they're not going to be able to vote for Donald Trump as a convicted felon. So you guys don't have it in the bag. I'm not saying that Donald Trump's for sure going to lose either, but I think you need to slow your roll a little bit in thinking that, in your view, this was a sham of a case, and that it ensures Donald Trump's victory. No, it doesn't, because you need independents, you need suburban voters, you need middle America to come out in droves and support Donald Trump. And I'm not convinced that that's going to be the case because of the independent vote, which I'm very close to. So, yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of my 2 cents. I think that it's going to be an interesting 5 months. I'm going to be campaigning like hell for RFK Jr., not only to get on the rest of the state's ballots, including the state that I live in of Wisconsin, but to change the hearts and minds of a lot of people in the middle. I mean, I'm smart enough to realize you ain't going to change any MAGA supporters. You're not going to change any of the the any of the supporters for Biden in the Democratic Party that are tied, already been tied to that political party. But there's a lot of people in the middle, man. There's at least 30-40%, I would say, in the middle that are movable. And that's where RFK Jr. is going to, that's where he's going to swoop in and take a good portion of them. And I'm going to help him do that across the nation. So, but yeah, with that being said, as far as the Trump conviction goes, I wasn't surprised. I'm not celebrating it, but I'm not coming to his side. I'm not going to vote for him. And I don't necessarily think that he's going to for sure win the election based on this. So go ahead and comment your thoughts down below on the Trump conviction. Do you think he's going to win now for sure? Do you not think he's going to win? Do you think there's some other things that are going to pop up in the next 5 months? And of course, if you want any more information about RFK Jr., be sure to comment down below as well. So with that being said, just a quick video here that I wanted to jump on, and I'll probably have another 270 to win it map prediction in the next couple of days here on this channel. So stay tuned for that. But with that being said, hope everybody has a good weekend, and we'll see you for the next one. Thanks. Bye.